Might as well, because I've been doing it the whole time. Greetings and salutations. I'm Ben. Welcome to Canucks with Guitars with your co-host Tom and your co-host Jerry, according to Scott. I get it. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Tom, you're looking like Aaron now. With the glasses.
Oh, Jesus! That's funny because I just turned and I noticed the glasses, and then when you said Aaron, I was like, oh, shit.
Someone told me I stole Aaron's look. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Okay.
Aaron's a handsome man. I'm just trying to copy him and be like
I get it. I get it, you know. I totally get it. So who do we have in the chat? Wow, it's already flying. We got 31 people already in here. We've got the one and only good morning to Simon Hosford. We have Dave Ennis, James 5150. Welcome back, my friend. BC Rich 581. I'm sure he's up to no good. Milt T in the house. More on Milt later. Dan of New Jersey, Hip Metal Works, Joe Metalhead, Hervey 84, Kid Shred out of Long Island. Care to join him for a smoke?
Yep. Ben, Lawrence just made my day because I got this open, not to interrupt you, but guess what? It has a switch that says T on one side and I on the other. And I'm hoping that means toggle versus independent because currently it's set to I and they go on independently. So I'm hoping T means they toggle, and I'm going to be a happy kid.
So it'll be basically then set up like an 87 Deluxe is what you're saying.
Exactly.
There we are. Absolute Mayhem's here. The Lamb! To quote China Mike, the Lamb. Great to see you here, my friend. Floop-de-doo. Michael LaPance, House of Twang. Craig Tomlinson, Other Left. Terry's 3Gs, never heard of him. Scott Brockaway. Nice. Lovely Janice Lala.
The Haas.
And yes,
Magic
we see
Man.
you, Janice.
Thomas Santiago is here. Thomas Santiago is here. That doesn't roll off the tongue at all. JP Page 2, Grandpa Guitarist. Welcome back, my friend.
Welcome.
Martin Lemaire, Billy Baloney, Paul McNary, Charles 75, and yes, we got a poll tonight.
Cool.
No dancing. But we have a poll. Trying to keep it clean for the first bit. We're fashioned late. Well, we're talking pedals out there. Well, Tom already interrupted and told us why.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's okay. They mentioned Dave Ennis, Chris from Coburg, Zach Thong, all the Canadian contingent. See, Mike Jones. Yep. It's a Canuck invasion. There's LPD Pedals. That is correct. I equals independent, T equals toggle.
There you go.
Terry, this is why I don't design pedals, because you know if it's the toggle, if one's a T, the other is going to be an A.
Not to be confused with a wrestling tag team group in WWE way back in the 90s.
Exactly.
Jeff K's here. Keith H.
T
Tinkerbell, Eddie Van Haskell. Michael B. AQ Music.
Mind you, though, that would be cool, though, to actually get a pedal like that and then have it signed by Trish Stratus.
There we go.
That would be awesome.
I get it. So, yeah, what do we got? Live Q&A. We're live. We hope you got some cues, because we might have some A's even, if you play it real lucky. Got a cool snack to keep the back of my neck wet. Milt T. Mentioned him. Milt T. popped in here.
Mayhem said his would be tea and bag.
Thursday, I want to say. I think it was the day of Thursday, yes. And he stopped in at Terry Millstone Bread on his way down. Dropped me off with sourdough and some cookies.
Oh, wow.
Along with a fresh batch of homebrew, a.k.a. Mountain Kool-Aid.
Nice.
More on that later. Have not cracked it yet, but more on that later. Hey, Mark. Symmetry. See, Canucks are all rolling right in.
You know what I noticed, Ben? I noticed that Scott Brockway said TNA sounds like another Steel Panther pedal. Like this. Or it should go like this. It's a pepper, right? So the pepper should hang like that, I guess.
Oh, it was the other night. was it this Saturday or previous Saturday? Steve from Boston was playing his Kramer SM1.
Oh yeah.
What we would call, the headstock inlays. And someone mentioned those are the jalapeno pepper inlays. I'm like, Christ, now I can't see it.
I cannot unsee it.
Hey, Jason?
Someone said that.
I always thought that cap case and guitar. Ever since Steve brought that out, that's all I can think of is exactly that.
Looks like peppers.
Oh, you got the jalapeno inlays. That must be one spicy fretboard. So, yes. Also, we've got 47 people in here. First of all, how long should we go with the poll, Terry? Should we take it to the bottom of the hour before we do final results? Get your votes in now. I'm just going to ignore the content of it, but vote.
Bottom of the hour seems to be fine.
Bottom of the hour sounds good. In the meantime, as the title suggests, I'm just going to make somebody sweat here a little bit. Right, Tom?
Yep.
New pedal day? What?
Uh-oh.
Well, I've mentioned the story on here last night for those who missed it. There was a slight shipping error because apparently an anonymous person who may or may not be in the chat right now, could be Stephen Douglas, I don't know. Could be Simon Hosford. Could be Chris McCoy.
Could be Joe Harvey.
Could be Joe Harvey. I don't know, but somebody or some organization of people, I'm not saying a secret cabal, but a secret cabal.
Good choice.
Subscribers, I assume.
Let me pay you for that word.
Yeah. I assume subscribers reached out to Lawrence of the Pedals and said, hey, send that kid up north one of them Cascade Reverb pedals on us.
Cool.
All right.
I agree,
Who am I to dismiss the powers that be? That's it. Okay. There we go. So,
Milk Tea wants you to know two
it's not. Look at Simon's like, nah, it ain't me. I ain't that generous. So yes, somebody out there somewhere bought me a pedal. Unfortunately, we cannot blame our designer friend Lawrence at all. We cannot blame the builder of the pedal. I blame the shipping department because somebody sent Brad Miller my pedal.
I think Lawrence is going to have to take that long walk down the factory hallway to the shipping department and find out.
Exactly. So, I got a text all frantic. Hey, this is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. Apparently it wasn't unbelievable. All right. Somebody. So, Brad's pedal came to me. And I made a mistake, Tom, of plugging it in because, the candy man there in the chat's like, here, just plug it in once. Hey, JC Smith. Great to see you, man.
The first taste is free, and then I start charging.
Yeah. Just plug it in. Maybe shoot a demo on it before forwarding it off to Brad.
Just give it a quick, once over.
Right. So, to quote a certain YouTuber, so I did the right thing. And I plugged it in, and I played it. And I believe I got it on Wednesday, we'll say it arrived.
Okay.
And by Friday, I said, just build Brad another one. I'm keeping this. And what I did was I did the mathematics, and we were pretty much in and around the ballpark that with artist pricing on this. Your super chats the last few weeks and this month's Patreon money, which happened to come in on the 1st.
Nice.
So we bought this.
Nice.
I can't say what it is, but there it is. She's a 3-knobber.
It's the black and silver special.
It has been shown off uncensored, we'll say, for the patrons and channel members. Shh, it's not public. You guys aren't public. That's special. That's behind a paywall. And I mispronounced it anyways because I didn't realize for once in this life Lawrence named something French.
I
threw me a curveball. I'm like, what's the pronunciation of that in Spanish? It's not. It's French. So I got a French fuzz.
French tickler.
No.
A French fuzzler.
Yeah, French fuzzler.
So yeah, thank you, everybody, and especially Charles 75N, because when I started daydreaming a week or two ago during a show about something I wanted, I think it was after visiting the music store with Mayhem. Charles like, no, focus, Cascade, focus. I'm, all right, I will, I shall, I can. It's a 3-knob French fuzz. Exactly, Stephen. Well, the Luster is also a French. That's true. But that's the hayseed to me. Mm-hmm. I was shipped a hayseed. So.
Yeah.
It was a French, Lawrence? Did you do some type of collab thing with Fran from Fran Labs?
Ben liking a fuzz, the world is ending.
I know. I believe the quote was, because, you have those quotes, I figured in the marketing, I'd throw one out there, not that it would get used. I can neither confirm nor deny that. Yeah, maybe.
That's funny.
Maybe. I don't even know what I was saying till that came up. Where was I going with that?
I don't remember. Frog.
JV Patient, good to know my Patreon money goes towards LPD pedals.
There you go.
Well, and sometimes Tesi Switch stuff.
Friends don't let friends buy wrong gear. I like that. And Charles said, once you plug in an LPD pedal, it doesn't go anywhere.
Sure, Mark. I got a bass or two here. Check out. Pop-Tarts? There's always room for Pop-Tarts.
And if you want one from long away, I got one here too.
Friends don't let friends buy the wrong gear. That's right, Charles. You got my back. Next to Scott Brockway, next to you, liking Teen Electro. Yes, Ben liking a fuzz, the world is ending. Oh, yes, that's what it was. The quote. Right, for the marketing. I called it, Tom.
Okay.
All right. Substitute name of circuit because I don't want to give away the pedal.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to use Floop-de-doo.
Okay.
So I said, this is the most agreeable Floop-de-doo I've ever played with.
That's funny.
Because they can be ornery.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And they can be all over the place.
Yep.
The
Inspector Clouseau of pedals? Exactly, J.C. Smith.
That's why some of them call them the Angry Beaver.
There was a bar named that around here.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think my sister's ex-husband managed it.
Oh, jeez.
I got the sound system out of it. That's right. They went out of business due to stupidity. And when they... was that the place I got? I might have got their PA system, and that's how I went into sound business. Because I got a power amp, 4 speakers, and a mixer.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
As Lawrence said, that's what she said.
Ah, Magic Man. Okay, there we go. Ben, you mentioned a few weeks ago, here, because I'm terrible because things move. You mentioned a few weeks ago you don't like octave up as a guitar effect. How do you feel about 12-string guitars and such that have octave strings? Those I dig because it's more of a chorusing sound, as they move at different rates and such. Very full. So I find most octave up, because they're always paired with a fuzz, it just sounds like a gnat in an empty cold snack can. No, I don't want that.
Well, again, with some of us that have the extensive knowledge on pedals, not all effects can be built the same or built the same. So,
I mean, thankfully, because some people...
The majority of the time, probably in your instance, that you've probably heard pedals that have octave up in it and probably have just been badly and poorly designed to implement the octave up in the first place.
I'm curious, too, what Lawrence thought is on this, like in bigger pedal manufacturers where they're doing assembly line, either from his own experience or his impression of it. How many of these companies make cost-cutting decisions, either cost-cutting or time-saving decisions when they know it's compromising the sound of the pedal, but they're like, we're going to double our profits, so let's go for it, Because his...
Very cool, Milt.
In Lawrence's pedals, he seems like he would rather okay, he's not going to make as much, but he made it sound as best as possible. And I want him to be able to make as much as he can on it, but I'm glad that he puts, everything into the pedal itself.
Billy Baloney says, I dig the Jarabee sound. Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Variety is the spice of life, folks. We can't all like the same thing. Otherwise, we're all playing Telecasters through Tweeds.
No.
Because if we're all forced to play the same thing, guess what? I'm choosing. Sorry. That's the way it works. My channel.
But, I mean, like, Terry, you know what I mean? Like, when it's like you play a pedal and you're like, wow, this sounds like or feels like it was almost there. It was like almost like they didn't finish where they were going, or they didn't, like, maybe like they cheaped out on a part, which made it like sound not as clear, and it could have sounded better.
Right. Or
yeah,
not
it kind of
tracked
reminds
well,
me of the Joyo Octafuzz that I got.
Okay.
When I first got that from Shane. Thanks again, Shane. I was having a hard time with it, but I think when I got twiddling around with it and that, I got a better understanding of how it was, and it's like it went from being like a $40 publicly known to have varying issues at points in times with it, to actually like, okay, no, actually, if you put it this way, make this adjustment, you actually can get a decent sound out of it.
Like you were playing to the pedal instead of having unreasonable expectations, I think, and I think that's why
Yes.
it worked better for you. I think it's what everyone needs to do, probably, but
I had that same pedal as in the Moon pedal.
And have it get a sound. Like everyone I plug in, I'm like, I could literally take the knobs and go wherever you want, except for, the level. I don't want to hit it and the level goes, whoa, and it like blows my ears out. But every other knob, I can put them all on 10, all on 0, and it might be, vastly different, but it's still usable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here's the question from Charles75N. Crybaby or Morley Wah? And we're not going for signature wahs because both companies have about 1,422 wahs.
I was going to give another annoying answer. Mine was going to be neither, but I wasn't going to go expensive. I'm going DIY, build your own for cheaper than both of those, and it sounds 5 times better.
Nope. You have to use one or the other. What do you got?
I don't like optical.
Okay.
I mean, just personally. They work great. I just don't personally like the feel of optical.
Yeah.
How about you, Barry?
In my case, it would be Dunlop again.
Okay.
Right.
Since I can't say Vox, I have been kind of using the Vox every once in a while.
It's the same pedal.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Watch the wah documentary that came out, 10 years ago?
Well, the original wah, the actual board is different. It makes it sound a lot different. That's the clone I built.
That's the same
clone of.
It's the same clone.
Clyde McCoy. Doesn't matter what's on it, just as long as it says Clyde McCoy.
I just don't like the whatever the most popular crybaby is, that GCB 95. I don't like it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with tone, definitely crybaby, but ease of use, definitely Morley, because I love that auto on feature.
Yeah.
That's because I don't want to start my wah. I want to start it rolled off, not rolled on. Right. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I do have a GC95 with the Lawrence Petros design mod because he wasn't LPD Pedals yet when I got the mod from him.
So I'm curious, what did he do?
I don't know. He sent me some parts and I soldered them in, and then I soldered them in correctly after I took a photo and sent it to him because it didn't work.
It'd be funny if you made your wah work backwards. I think I installed something wrong, Lawrence.
It makes it more vocal sounding, Tom.
I think I have 6 or 7 wahs, and I'm building an 8th one, so I just have a problem.
It's probably a phasal inducer, probably some type of tone cap circuit, and something else.
Hey, Snuffy.
Sent to Ben.
It's got the orange.
I literally bought
I like that one.
Part of mine from different people. Mine is all like, I have a Joe Gagan or Goggin, whatever.
Yep.
Pot. And then I have a Saba Diaz inductor. Saba Diaz, who makes the Univibe, makes a Halo inductor identical to the original Clyde McCoy inductor.
Yes.
That's the one I got. So I have that in there. But I'll tell you one you can buy, maybe not anymore. You used to be able to buy it on the Jungle website for like $100. That's a
good to know.
The BBE Benoit. but
So the
not
595Q can be ordered as the auto return, so it's switchless like the Morley. That I dig.
Now here's a question, Ben. Can the Morley be set in a casual position?
Not that. Dang it. This one. Just not ever. Just don't.
That's funny.
Hey, Basement Guitar Superstar.
The EVH wah is pretty good too.
There you go. Okay, Milt's going to be right back, but I'm reading that delayed, so he's already gone, and he might already be back.
I would love it.
So there we go. Lawrence can just tease you, Tom.
I would love that. That'd be great.
Yeah, and it's nice because the mod is so easy that he basically makes the circuit, and then he just tapes it to a business card.
Yeah.
Fancy. I know.
I'll
Get your noses out of the air, folks. We're talking
you-
boutique here.
I'll
And
show you
then-
my favorite wah. It's right here. I think I have it. Look,
And then I think a hand-drawn diagram.
this is my favorite wah.
I can't remember,
It's all dusty.
but yes.
This
Is
my
that the one that
Angry Bird-
you
that's
were
my
making?
Angry Birds wah.
I love it. That's awesome.
This is a 70s Thomas
High
organ.
Rock Zed Blues.
It's an old 70s Thomas organ.
Nice.
Wow.
Where's mine?
But I repainted it, and then this is coming off the bottom, so I had to tape it on because the whole guts are coming off.
There it is.
See, it's got the
Feel
old,
it. It's handy.
like the Japanese.
Yep.
What you call it? I can't remember what they're called. The big red.
I forgot how heavy these. That's why it came off my board because that's like the weight of 4 pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one though.
Yeah, you're right. The
This wah-
Vox that I got.
This wah is phenomenal. I got it for $100 off the Jungle website, the BBE Ben wah. This is the one, and I'm, no offense, but a certain musical company that might rhyme with Burtex used to sell this as their wah for $400, and they rebadged it, and then they got trouble.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now
That's
you
what they
mentioned
do.
it.
That's
When
what
you
this
said
is.
the name, I was like, that does sound familiar. And then now
No,
you mentioned yep.
I think I'm going to cut off the bottom of this decal
this
and
was-
just take the printing of LPD pedals and just slide that right under where it says model GC. They'll say like buy LPD pedals because it is
Oh,
modded.
there's my new wah. Hold on, wait. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Lauren says, will the schematic be sufficient or do you need
Yeah.
more info?
no, schematic's good.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Tom. Yeah, good luck with that. And then again, oh, wait, no, you're smarter than me, so never mind. You get it.
But there's no room for the hot rod chick to put in between.
So where in the pedal chain do you put your
Exactly.
wah? I put it first. Where do you put yours, Tom?
Check this out. This is pretty cool. It's just a switch. It's called Harmony, and you can decide how much yin and yang you want. But it basically just changes the Q of the pot, just like the 535 does.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I like that they call it Harmony.
My niece hurt says I have no idea what to do with a wah pedal. Neither do I, but I had one on my board for like 3 bands.
Terry, this is my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing too. When you don't have to pull the whole bottom off, and they're smart enough to put the window in.
Yes.
Like, why
All
don't
right,
they
so-
all do that?
Question: where do you put it in your chain, Terry?
Currently,
Alright.
right now, I have the Mojo FX Lucha Fuzz.
I think you
going
misheard
into
the question,
Vox.
Terry. Where do you
Where-
place the
where
wah
do
in
you-
the line in your chain?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So not first.
It's not first. It's
Oh.
currently my second pedal because
Second.
of the.
See, this is the big. So you want to put a fuzz first, right at the guitar, and then into a wah. Is that-
Kinda.
I get it.
Again, that's the whole thing when it comes to
Agree.
wahs and true bypass and
Sure.
so forth.
All right.
In the case of with the Lucha Fuzz and the Voodoo Labs, for some reason they do not like this this Vox wah.
Well, of course not. Fox
So-
wahs rarely play well with others.
So, but if it was the Dunlop would be probably the very first pedal
Fair
in the
enough.
line.
Tom, where do you put yours? Fourth?
Oh no. First all the time, but like you know how I am. I've got all these like paddles sitting around, and I rarely even use any paddles.
I know. Okay, Milt's back. Snuffy puts his at the end. Symmetry, it depends. Exactly. The perfect Dave Friedman answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see? Okay, I want. It sounded like I said, "Did you see?" Did you see the Dave Friedman video he did with RJ, where RJ was deciding what amp to use of his, and he decided on the twin sister? So I went
No.
back and watched that. I went back and watched it because RJ has the twin sister now. Dave Friedman, I've never seen that look on his face when RJ was playing, except for a couple other times. And the other times when he had that look on his face was when it was like Jakey Lee, Steve Stevens, Pete Thorne sitting there. And I was like, dude, RJ, you're in good company, brother. Because RJ turns down his volume, plays these crispy, bluesy jazz licks, and Dave Friedman's eyes light up like a kid. And he goes, I like how you use the knobs there. I wish more people would do that. And RJ goes, okay, thanks.
Hey, Gary Davenlin. Good to see Gary in here. Flip-de-doo. Put it last and squish the crap out of everything. Good for a goof.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Sure.
That's fine.
Now, one of the wacky things I did back in the day was put in the effects loop because I didn't know otherwise.
We're all young once, Terry.
Oh, I know. That's what I said. Nowadays, it's like if anyone actually mentioned that, it would be like, what the hell do you think you're doing?
My nature says wah pedal goes into the guitar gear I don't use box in the closet. Mine sits around. That can be...
if I got rid of all of them, then like 2 weeks later, I would have this big desire to go plug in wah pedals. I know it would happen.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh. I imagine, and yeah, we're going to get to the poll in a minute. Just realized that. But I know Tom watched it. Terry, did you watch RJ's rig rundown?
No, I did not. I heard, but I didn't watch it yet.
Okay.
I'm halfway.
So the question is, and I'm going to give the folks in the chat a chance to answer as well. How many pedal boards does RJ currently run?
Do you want the answer, or are they guessing, or?
No, there's an answer.
Oh, no, I know too. I'm saying that's what I'm letting the chat go.
And there's an answer in
Actually,
the rig
didn't
rundown.
RJ answer that last night on the show?
There's an answer in the rig rundown, and then there's a real answer. Yeah. I didn't want to spoil anything. That's what I thought you meant. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Mike Capsamala says 3. My knees hurt says 3.
Okay, we got 3 people at 3.
The Haas says 3. Terry says 2.
House of Twang says 2.
Chris McCover. I said Cover. Chris McCover says 3. That's like if I was from York, they'd call me York.
Mayhem says 5.
Mayhem says 5. Okay. Unbelievable.
Magic Man literally gave away his last unlock wall.
5150 pedal boards. Well, there you go. Unbelievable got it. It is 5150 pedal boards. 99.
Let's see if a few more answers trickle in here. 73 or 72.
Not the year we were born.
Scott Brockway says, I missed the question. Pete Hickson says, wah goes separate first off the side of the board if I use one. Exactly.
Smart man.
It's board adjacent is what we're saying. Where do you place it on your pedal board? I don't. I place it board adjacent.
Plus, do you want to put all that weight on the board?
I've done it for too long. I had 2 wahs on my board at one time. I had a Morley and a Dunlop just because.
You're brave.
Just to annoy people. Just to annoy people. They're like, why? I'm like, because it annoys you. That's why.
Yeah.
And I don't care about my tone, apparently.
Did people
just to interject for a second, the amount of pedals that actually RJ gets, he probably could do 73 boards.
Oh, yeah.
So the correct answer, Tom, is?
What'd you say again?
The correct answer, Tom, is?
Which answer?
Or how many pedal boards does RJ currently have?
According to...
the last possible notice, which would be last night.
I'm going to go now 6.
Nope.
What? How many?
So in the rig rundown.
Last night I missed it then. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in the rig. No, I think he told me off air, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't sure, like,
Wait.
based on, as you say, Tom, based on certain lifestyle choices, I can't remember what happened before, during, and after the show. And what happened, which, and where. Not that I don't remember anything. I just don't remember if it happened live or not. Oh, there's Paul Leonard Ewing.
There you go.
So in the Premier Guitar Rig rundown, RJ, and I believe he shows them all off, he claims to have 5 pedal boards.
Yep.
Huh.
Okay. But that was shot like upwards of 2 weeks ago.
See, I thought he added the separate board. He was going to do the analog or the fuzz board or whatever that was.
Okay, so as of last night, he has 7 boards.
Oh, we got
What?
it. Okay, because he told me 6, so we've even got another one. Okay.
But wait, there's more, because I'm guessing by this weekend there will be an 8th or more.
Go for it. I want to know.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. Yeah, but I think eventually he just wants to have. Well, he's okay. He's already got the smorgasbord, as we call it, but now he's going for Golden Corral. Like,
let's remember for anyone in the chat, like he does do this for a living. For anyone that obviously Ben knows, Terry knows, but for anyone who's not familiar with RJ that much or doesn't know him that well, besides doing the YouTube thing, he does do studio work and does studio work also. Flies it in digitally from home. So, a lot of it is to have options for work, but some of it is just being an addict.
Yeah, like I said, I thought for sure last night he said 2.
no.
1 for performance and 1
I think he has 2 just for fuzz.
I think, Terry, what he meant is he considers his touring board separate from his massive.
Yeah, the smorgasbord is just that's the home.
He calls that one the smorgasbord. Yeah.
Well, he wants to be Tim Pierce and just surround himself with gear. Like he wants to be like the '80s drummer that has to be lowered into the kit. This is what I'm saying.
The funniest thing is he's the kind of dude that can plug
go direct. He's one of the few guys that could just play direct.
Well, yeah, I mean, you literally could give him the combo Squire pack, but set it up decent, but that Squire pack, and he'd find a tone in it and be like, I need a tuner, but other than that, I'm good.
Yep.
Yep.
Who doesn't like toys? Everyone loves toys.
And I'm not to say he's the only guy like on YouTube that can go direct, but one of the few guys that can play clean direct.
Yes.
Right? Because there's a difference. We all like to hide behind a little bit of game.
Well, like the video he just did, the Charlie Hunter guitar, the 8-string thing, that's clean as hell on that video. And those are not strings; those are some thick strings.
Yep.
And tuned weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom Stuff. Is that an EVH special? He just jumps in and noticed right away. Why? Yes, it is. Always have to double check.
Billy Maloney said, I don't think I could afford RJ's patch cables. RJ comes from very, very humble equipment beginnings. Trust me. Like when I first knew him, he literally was a fairly inexpensive Strat straight into like a small combo amp, and that was it. Like no pedal.
Well, probably what? His Japanese Strat?
Yep, that's what it was.
His blue Japanese Strat?
He did. He brought that blue Japanese Strat to college. That's gorgeous, man. Look at that.
Sure we go for Thomas Duffy.
Oh, man. Ben, if the second and third people on your list that have already asked you, fall through and you're ever getting rid of that, put me 4th on the list or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
you need
that to match your LP.
No one can find those fixed bridge ones. Those have become the unicorn.
That's what I'm told, let alone
if you ever lost your mind and had a head injury and sold it, you'd sell it in an hour because you can't find them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's doubled in value in the last year, and that's basically the COVID bump. And I'm not talking about the
best part is it's the ultimate studio guitar because you're locked off like a Floyd, but you have the stability of a fixed bridge with still having the fine tuners.
Mike asked what the weight is. It's pretty light. I don't know what the weight is, but yeah, it's pretty light.
Good wood for those. None of them are super heavy.
And I think they only made them for a year and a half.
That's why they're
because I think it was designed for 1 year, but they ran from 2011 in through 2012.
They finished the stock they had. Yep.
Yeah, or it's either that or 2011 through a bit of 2013. It's one or the other. It's either a year and a half or 2.5 years. But yeah, made in Japan so it's got the vintage size stainless frets. So I'm happy because it's got tiny frets that'll never wear out.
It was
hardtail.
It was way more guitar than it should have been for the money, and everyone wants it now.
Yeah. And I always think the tone pot is messed up because you move to low pressure first, and then you go the other way. I'm just going to twist the wires right off it. Nope,
I know. It's weird.
Something weird going on there.
I felt the same way when I played one. The top though, man.
Thank you, Tom. How do I do Patreon? Well, hey, why don't we got to do the poll, then we'll get to that. Yes, but think there's a link down below to my Patreon. If not,
There's
one
a
of the
link
mods can put it
to
in.
Ben's Patreon as well as PayPal.me in the
Ooh.
video description.
Mayhem said we all know it would be on my wall, my guitar wall. I know. I figured you were probably first in the list, if not after maybe like Amanda, you know.
Yeah. And funny, I actually played the Music Man more than I played that one.
Oh wow. I love them both, man.
Yeah, but the Music Man has the 5-way switch.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
I think. Which I'm thinking I need. That'd be cool to do that in a Les Paul. Basically, that wiring in a Les Paul.
Yeah.
With the same pickup, a Tone Zone Air Norton would probably sound. You never hear people putting like those in a Les Paul, but they're great sounding pickups.
In my Sir, that's how I have it. So like I have it weird. I have it like this is the bridge humbucker. That is this split. The middle is two humbuckers together.
Don't tell me it disappeared once I ended it. Dang it!
The next one up is full humbucker, and the actual full way up to the neck is split single coil. But then if you lift it's not the volume. If you lift the tone control pod, it puts them in parallel like a telly kind of thing. You can get
well, I think all right. So while it's still fresh in my head, because I don't want to stray, I looked at the poll. I clicked end. I thought that would just finalize the tallies, but no, it disappeared. So perfect. That's just perfect. So the results were it was regarding playlists on the channel, because I don't know, do any of you guys even watch the playlists? I add videos to the playlist because YouTube tells me to put videos on playlists because it helps with the promoting. Oh, you know what you're doing on YouTube for a living because you make playlists.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So I did it, and the choices were yes, no, and what's a playlist? The early lead by a long shot was what's a playlist, and I thought that's my kind of subscribers right there. All right, good. And then it skewed at the end. I noticed more people were commenting in the yes. So it was yes at about 41%, and then the other 60% was pretty even at no or what?
Yeah,
So,
what's a playlist?
Ben, Absolute Mayhem just put up in the chat like the percentages you were
Ah.
mentioning.
Cool. 67 votes too. Nice.
My niece
Thank you.
has
Thank
never
you,
watched
man.
playlist on any channel.
So that I was surprised I remembered it that well. All right. Why does Ben keep interrupting Tom? I don't know. Excitement? Old metal dude? Sorry.
It happens.
Because it's Ben's channel. Ben's allowed to interrupt me. It's his channel.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reality too. Yeah, it's Ben's channel. If he wants to interrupt any one of mere Tom, he can do so.
Thank you, old metal dude. I appreciate it. But the only reason I do sometimes say stuff is because if I think there's going to be dead air, if Ben starts saying something, I'm going to trail off on purpose because it's his channel, man. He's steering the ship. Like, thank you for feeling bad for me, but I'm good, man. But I appreciate it. Thanks anyway. What you don't know is backstage Ben's like, you will be quiet. You will listen to it. No, I'm just kidding. That's
Oh, God.
That's the exact opposite of Ben. Ben's like, do whatever you want, man.
Yeah,
You
and there
weren't
are
only,
those kind of channels
Reno
out there on YouTube. We won't say any names, but we do
Oh,
know some.
I've been on one before where I've been told what to do.
So do we just refer to Jay as the South Carolina shred machine?
Oh, dude. Whenever I see, I'll tell you, if I see like Jay, RJ Ronquillo, I'll tell you what, if I see Lawrence Petros, any of those guys in the chat, I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing on air ever if I see them. Like in the chat.
Thomas Duffy asks, we need a gear review. What kind of gear?
That's what I was just going to say. That's kind of a broad range.
No, like Thomas is newer to the channel, so I'm just going to say playlists. I broke it down. We got gear reviews. What does gear reviews cover, Terry? Any piece of music gear, right? Like guitars, pedals, amps, strings, stands.
Baked goods.
Baked goods are not on the gear review yet.
I think maybe what you can see in your room. I don't. He's saying gear tour of Ben's gear, please.
Ah, okay. Well, a lot.
That would be.
There is, again, there's a playlist, Tom.
There you go.
My gear.
Yep.
Although it's outdated by about 35%.
Well, see, that makes me feel better. Jay said he gets super nervous playing on these shows. I don't know how you played for like tens of thousands of people on big stages. You still get nervous. That's good to hear.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of strange.
But Jay says he gets nervous and then he's like all over the fretboard.
Oh, he mentioned gear reviews. Yes, there's the gear review playlist, and then I broke it down. There's a pedal playlist if you're into pedals. There's a guitar playlist if you're into guitars. The pedal playlist has to be well over 100 demos at this point.
I sat there the one day when I was sick last year, just in bed for like literally 7 hours watching playlists of yours. They just kept going. It was like watching marathons of like The Simpsons or something. It's been on for like 20 years.
Binge watching.
It keeps going. Like, I was just binge watching.
Let's see. Rig rundown. There is when I was still gigging. Right before I stopped gigging, I did a rundown of my rig.
There you go.
Copyright.
Yep.
And that was my live rig at that time. The pedal board is. I'm looking at the pedal board that's half torn apart right now, but the pedal board's constantly changing. So, although the idea is I want to build like RJ has done, multiple pedal boards, so then I can leave more stuff on the boards, which will mean less stuff back up in here and stuff. And well, that stuff would still be over there. That is still be those would all be over there still, because that's the stuff I haven't demoed yet. Except it got mixed in with stuff I have demoed, so now I'm confused again. Dang it! Yes. Plus, all of Mayhem's gear has been basically reviewed on this channel. We could do a Mayhem's gear playlist, probably.
Or tree list.
Well, you think, considering half the gear that you've seen also in the DIY playlist, which is aka the workbench videos.
Yep, is.
Half that gear is Mayhem's too.
Yeah.
I think you have a question, Ben, from Magic Man.
Magic Man? Question for the panel. What is your favorite compressor? Or what is the best compressor, in your opinion, pedal format only?
Well, I can quickly answer it because I've only ever had one compressor, which was back when I was first playing guitar, and it was actually one of those plastic area ones. But it was an awesome compressor.
Area, some of those old area pedals were kind of cool. You hear rumblings, Tom. You know what I mean? You don't hear definitive like
they broke down, but the sound quality of them was awesome. I mean, as long as you weren't rough on them, they were great.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, favorite compressor?
I don't know what my favorite is because I don't tend to use one a lot. I only use it on like if I'm trying to fake country stuff and trying to practice stuff. I don't know how to play. But I like the Carl Martin one. The only thing that sucks is it needs a separate, its own plug. It's got its own plug built into it because it's 18 or 24 volts. But it's because I think it's 18 volts. Because it is 18 volts, it's got a lot more headroom, and I like it. But it's a big giant box made in Denmark. But
yes, the chorus pedals by Area. Billy Baloney, exactly.
Yeah, I'm pretty cheap on reverb now.
Lawrence says, do you want a clean, transparent compressor or a coloring compressor?
Well, exactly. That's the other question.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Can I have both with a switch?
If you want a studio style,
color on.
You want like an 1176 style, in which case depends how much money you want to spend. If it's got to be a pedal format, but you don't mind how much it costs, just go right to the source and get basically the 1176 on the pedal. What's that one called?
Yeah. I'll go with. I got the 4-knob Keeley compressor. There
you go.
It is.
Yep.
All
like
right. You know what? Because the pedal board's already half part, I'm going to take it off and I'm not going to clean the pedal just to show you how long this pedal's been on my board.
You're not going to be able to breathe.
So there's going to be bits of dirt, bits of grass, bits of other cannabinoid things.
There's like 2 to 3 millimeters of dust on the top. There you go.
And a hair, of course.
That's like an 1176.
Like that thing is.
Yeah, that's a great compressor.
Yeah.
That's been.
Jessica Alba, okay. I don't know if she would compress you. She might expand you more than compress you. She might cause expansion. I forget how long your hair has been until it flips forward, and I'm like, damn. Like, you can give me half of that, man. Who's this? Imperial Japanese.
Yeah,
Konnichiwa.
nice. Goodbye.
See ya.
Later.
Was that an attempt at Pearl Harbor on Labor Day?
Oh, sorry, I messed that up. I think I unhid the person by accident. I'm sorry. I'll just leave it alone. Konnichiwa.
Yeah, you unhid them.
Doidashimashite.
Konnichiwa. That's it.
Arigato.
Yeah. Please leave a thumbs up on your way out.
Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Other compressors. I don't have any other compressors around at the moment.
My sister should know Lawrence because doesn't he speak Japanese as well? My sister speaks fluent.
And BV does, but BV speaks like I think every known language.
The first person to get BV on the air where you can clearly see who he is, and it's not just like this. Wait.
No, you know it's gonna be the old.
Hi, this is
Hi.
BV. How's it going?
Yeah. Hi.
If you can actually get his face on camera, like that's got to be like you got to get an award for that or something. I think he
actually,
like
BC Rich, I know what that. You know what that was? That was Boss Pedals because they don't like that we never talk about them. We talked about the last time.
Speaking of Boss Pedals, BB would be like, "Yeah, I talked to Yoshi via text last night.
Yeah.
He's sending me 17 new Wazacraft pedals coming out in the next 5 years." Like, I just imagine he's sitting there in the studio going like this with like a cup of tea, and he's like, "All of these nice gentlemen that I take care of," like, you know.
Old metal dude. So, what do you guys think of Dave Friedman's advice on Tone Talk about different pedals?
What did he say?
Yeah. What did he say on different pedals?
The vapors have entered the chat.
Does Tom stack delays, reverbs, or do you?
I stack rack delays.
There you go.
So
I have played around with some stack delays, but that was more when I accidentally forget to turn off my analog, which is, Tom, more or less a slapback. And then I got the digital for the solo for like Dirty Laundry. You gotta have a digital delay for that, with the 3 or 4 repeats. But then sometimes I forget to turn off the slapback, so it's it's kind of a dotted eighth, but no.
I like taking like an old a rack, a 12-bit rack digital delay, because it's the bit rate's low enough, and then just setting the delay super low where it's almost like a slapback, and then going into a second one with a longer delay, because the delay length and the repeats seem about the same. The first one I have 0 repeats on, but it does this widening thing. I don't know what it is.
Just want to quickly interject for the individual that did decide to post into our side chat. While we do love beer and we do admire Godzilla, you cannot promote Godzilla beer on our side chat without asking thank you.
No, but I'll gladly take an endorsement.
Yeah. Email.
Oh, me like Godzilla beer.
Quentin's getting memories of the rack days.
Okay, so Tone Talk did a whole thing on delay. Right, I do vaguely remember that.
I still want a PCM 42, but they're too expensive.
There's a handful of delays. Like, you can't go wrong with a carbon copy. I do a lot. For a long time, I was doing industry standard stuff. That's why Keeley compressor, carbon copy delay, used the Soul Food quite a bit.
Yep.
Affordable. Hey, Brad Guitar Miller.
And I just want to put out there, Ben, I don't think people understand, like, I buy affordable stuff. I just don't show it off because if 9 people have already showed it to someone, I'm not going to show it again. So don't think I don't buy more affordable stuff. I do. I'm not going to show the same stuff someone else did. Like,
right.
If it's a good pedal, one of my favorite pedals is $25 fuzz. So if it's a good pedal, I don't care how much it costs.
Well, and that's the common problem that's
another
occurred
run
all
coming
over
out
YouTube
at some point. That's what I'm saying. Lawrence is like, what?
Yeah.
What? Because
Not
we have this.
not super inexpensive, but for the price, I think worth it at twice the price for how that pedal sounds.
Yeah, like I've discussed nothing with them, and notice I mentioned absolutely no timeline. So there will be a second run.
Ben is the dreamer, and Lawrence has to go, oh, Lord, we have to make this shit work somehow.
Well, hey, I already put RJ on the spot last night.
You need the dreamer, because without the dreamer, Apple would have failed without Steve Jobs. But then Lawrence is Wozniak back there going, God damn it, why did he, like...
Yeah. Hey, look at that, a box for a Cascade Reverb that I don't have.
Oh, okay. Old Metal Dude said the Boss DD500. There's a killer delay after Dave mentioned it. Put on my rig through the effects, but it sounds amazing. I've actually been looking at that because, according to Dave Friedman, which he's probably got I could guarantee you he has much better ears than me. Not probably, but I guarantee he does. He says it's very close to the old Roland rack SDE delays because they use the same algorithm. It's made by,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5150 time.
Nice.
I was just going to say.
Thomas had asked earlier regarding how does one become a Patreon, and a couple of you were kind of put the link in. There's the link. You get a shout out as well as exclusive content. More on Patreon after I do the shout outs.
Hope you're doing well.
And then even more regarding that and channel members teas will be known later this week. That's all I'm going to say on that.
BC Rich 581. Yeah, Marty Friedman is literally like as big as David Hasselhoff is in Germany. Marty Friedman is that big in Japan now. He has his own cooking show.
All right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, he's like a celebrity there now, like a big time celebrity. He lived. How long has he been living there? Ben, 10, 12 years now.
That I don't know, but I'm going to read off the patrons, Tom. I'm interrupting.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you're still doing it. I'm sorry.
That's why I got it up on the screen. I don't want it up.
Kick him off. Kick him off.
I'd like to thank Guitar Man 45, Symmetry, Paul McNary, Mickey Settlemeyer, Joe C, Keith H, Knucklehead 0, unfucking believable. Charles 75N, John ZD 351, JP Page 2, Jose Benito Martinez Jr., Fruitcake Tony, Bent Tom, Blackjack Guitar, Grumpy Mike Guitar Brothers. They're always right there together in here. Stop wasting air. Craig Thomason, Cuz Todd Flowers, Charles Green, Brad Guitar Miller, Absolute Mayhem, Other Left, and our newest patron, Randy Crooks. Returning. Whew. I always get lightheaded reading off the patrons, and I'm going to get more lightheaded the more you find folks support that endeavor, and I do appreciate that. Yes, exclusive content as well as news regarding for Patreon patrons and channel members. Hopefully it'll be out. Well, actually, it's just you don't know when exactly it's good because it depends on how bad I am, Tom. What am I talking about? A blooper reel. We're doing a blooper reel, and I figure it's going to be an exclusive. And also there will be another announcement regarding content on the Patreon for channel members as well coming up later this week. So, yep.
Actually,
multiple
I think that
levels,
would be an option,
and I do appreciate
awesome
it. And
option.
thank you very much, Charles. He says that was worth a $5. Excuse me. I have to celebrate with the saxophone after that one. I mean, Pops is here. Sorry, Pops. Nice to see you join us. Wake up. Marty's right hand creeps him out. And you know what?
Oh,
Quentin, your right hand creeps a lot of people out. But not for playing
like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's got his arm like locked into position like Les Paul did.
It looks like to me like his arm is broken.
Yeah.
It's a very unique look.
Now I was going to quickly say,
yes,
with Lawrence naming that reverb pedal, did he think at all about the dish soap cascade?
Oh,
or is
depends.
it
Is it a green pedal with white writing?
Yeah, exactly.
Does it smell lemon fresh when you crack open the backing plate?
That'd be interesting.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. What's the word? Lifestyle choices getting in the way. I don't think you can patent an actual non-proper part of the English language, like speech. Legally, I mean, at least in the United States. I don't know about in Canada.
That's right. See, Lawrence, you're soaking in it.
In the United States.
Because much like a chorus, Tom, nobody likes a dry reverb.
I know.
So I guess the cascading reverb was influenced by Marge, was it?
You got to watch out for those old dried up reverbs.
Yeah.
You know what I was going to ask Lawrence? Maybe you guys know about this, Terry and Ben. Did you realize I was going to go full on and get the full original Eddie Van Halen touring rig because I have most of the parts, but I needed an H&H V800 power amp, which is a MOSFET power amp. So I asked Dave Friedman in a chat, is there a good alternative? And he goes, don't buy one of those old H&H. He's like, the MOSFET technology wears out. He's like, the thing will probably be blown. And I never realized that MOSFETs wore out.
Yep.
Did not know that. I did not know that.
Lawrence is probably like, of course they do, you idiot. Like, I never knew that. But Dave suggested if you want that MOSFET power.
Hey, Tom, I'm still toying with the idea. I got to find a good surge protector power bar to plug it in, but I still want to do a video on that Baldwin because I'm pretty sure I've not turned it on since 1998. Nice. I just want to see what happens.
Nice.
You know, what prep are you going to do? None. You're going to even get rid of the cobwebs? Nope. I'm going to stuff them right into the input jack when I plug a cable into her.
Yeah.
It's got infinite reverb because the reverb tank, one of the springs is broken. So as soon as if you turn it on at all, as soon as you hit, you have infinite reverb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh god, looping reverb. That's terrible.
Love you too, old metal dude. Hey, Tim Thomas, we're waiting for you.
Hey, Tim.
Come on, Tim.
That'll just make the show go much smoother now because I have to
someone told me my wavy half of a fireplace going up to the ceiling made them feel nauseous. Like,
good question. Excuse me.
It moves too. Look. Isn't that creepy?
No, just Quentin's comment.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a strange looking air freshener.
I have a small air freshener.
Magic Man says, does anything sound better than a 100-watt tube amp? Yes. 2 in stereo.
Yes.
Unless you have two or more guitar players. I don't know. Can you still get away with a stereo? Because they say you can't really use stereo because it gets too muddy if you have another guitar player. But what if you got a keyboard player? Aren't they kind of playing the same sonically region?
Ben, you'll love this, Ben. So I talked to a friend of mine, and he does pretty well for himself. And he goes, what kind of, he's conservative fiscally. He doesn't buy a lot of guitar gear, but he's a guitar player. He goes, what kind of gear would you have if you had the money to spend like that, I could buy stuff. And so I pull up the video of when Tim Pierce goes to, who's the other guitar player from,
Stone Gossard.
No, not.
What he's up to today?
Not Phil X, but the other guitar player in Bon Jovi now, John Shanks. When Tim Pierce went to John Shanks's house, and he had all those vintage amps and it was all hooked into like a Bradshaw rig, I'm like, that's what I would have. I showed him that video. I'm like, if I wasn't broke, that's what I would have.
Yeah. Yes. The only thing that keeps me from having it all is having enough money to have it all.
Exactly.
Awesome, T. Ricky. Thank you very much. Really enjoy these hangouts. Thanks for doing them. Going to have to listen from here on out. Have a great week. You too, my friend.
Thank you.
Yep.
Every Sunday and Monday here on the channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, we go live. I usually have guests every Sunday, which, speaking of which, this Sunday we have Fruitcake Tony, and then I don't know who after that. We'll figure it out. That's what I do.
Cousin of Fruitcake Tony?
Fruitcake Tony's doing a tour. This Thursday he appears on Nez Says, and then his next tour date will be here on Sunday.
Nice.
Oh, no, he's got a home date in between on Saturday.
That reminds me, since Simon's in here, have you sent off the backplate for Ben yet?
Probably not. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? Simon asks. That's what warehouses are for.
Well, Haas, I don't want everything. I just want one of everything. I don't need like multiples. Just one of them.
Well, there's a few multiples I like here and there.
Well,
Just on the same side.
When I watch the ones like Brian Ray's guitar collection when Gibson went there, I'm just going, really? And then he goes,
wonder how many people have storage lockers just full of gear, because you think of how many rock stars do, but how many CEOs that happen to dig rock do, or
do you want to know who are some of the craziest? And I have an inside story I'll tell you. So I'll tell you a quick version that I can, with the details I can legally say on the air. My ex-wife was doing work for the Ziff brothers, if anyone knows who they are, as in Ziff Davis Publishing. They own what's thought to be the most amount of bursts, 58, 59, 60 bursts, more than anyone in the world. And they have a vault that they keep them in. So the inside information I was given from the person firsthand that was at their house was, you can't even imagine. There's a section where the company gets to see, and then there's a highly secure section where the family lives, which includes an underground tunnel which goes about a mile out to the beach with an alternate exit entrance in case they ever get like invaded, like a home invasion. And the amount of guitars, amps, pedals, everything in that house, it would blow your mind. It's like having a tome in the house, you know?
Will do, Simon. There we go. Okay, here's it. Yeah. Old Metal Dude asks, all right, and just to refrain, he's a fellow Canuck. He's an honorary Canuck. So he's south of the border. So he's got Craigslist. We have Kijiji in Canada. And then, of course, we all have Facebook Marketplace, which has cut into the Kijiji Craigslist. But I consider it the same thing. Except I kind of like Facebook Marketplace better in a sense, like, who's going to take the time to make a spoof Facebook account to scam me out of a distortion pedal? You know what I mean? Like, if you contact me on Facebook, Tom, I'm like, oh, it's Tom. I can see Tom. I can click on your profile. I can see that you're not a brand new account. Whereas Craigslist, Kijiji, you can, like, Kijiji does have a date, like, since you've joined, but who's to say you just don't create a bunch of accounts 5 years ago just to get around that. But last year, even though it was pandemic and things were much more ratcheted right down, I moved a lot of gear last year compared to previous and this year. This year was slower. I think people are a little pickier, although when you put up the right thing, it's still snapped up right away. There is a demand. The demand has seemed to have narrowed into more specifics. I don't know what the specifics are, because it seems to have eliminated, like, the cheap crap that you can buy for $20 and sell for $20 a few weeks later. Not as much now. That softened out because everybody has bought and gone through all those cheap pedals, it seems.
I think what's happening too, and I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but what a lot of people are doing is, if you know how to code, or if not, you can get basic cheap software to do it for you. People are running algorithms that go through every possible venue. They go through Kijiji, they go through Craigslist in the US. They probably even search ones in Japan and in England.
Sure.
They've got all these alerts. So if anywhere in the world that one piece of gear goes on sale, and these are people that have like studios and stuff that can afford to drop 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. That's why when that vintage pedal goes online, it's a good deal. It's not even on for 17 minutes. You don't even see it. I was looking for a pedal. It was a good deal. And I'm like, why didn't I see it? So I went to sold listings, Ben. It sold in 8 minutes and 54 seconds. Because as long as that guy who has all those things set up, or guy or girl, as soon as they see it, they're working somewhere from their phone. They go, "Yep, buy now." Don't even put an offer in. They buy it full price right now.
It's very similar to the computer market right now with video cards.
Graphic cards. They get sold instantly, don't they?
Yep.
I saw one.
I remember.
Trying to get one, Terry. 17 seconds is sold in from Micro Center. It says in stock 17 seconds. I'm like,
well, like 15 years ago when eBay was still your main thing, right? At that time, I was buying NASCAR diecast cars. If anybody watched the NASCAR show, I have what you see on display behind me, Tom, is a sliver of my collection.
Wow.
Yeah, like I have 200 plus pieces.
Wow. I didn't know you had that many. I knew you collected them, but.
Well, I worked at a call center, and I'd have all my crap going on, and then another tab, open, eBay, and I'm watching auctions, and so I wouldn't get outbid, and I knew what stuff was. I really knew the market well, so I rarely overpaid. But
when you know the market, you can decide within 7 seconds. You don't even have to. It's like when
and even back then, you could do both. Like even if it's for sale, you could make an offer, and they could accept that offer early before the auction ended. So I was constantly like new listing, refresh, and as soon as something was listed, it's like, hey, I want $10 for this. I'll give you $8.50. Okay, like you wait or $9. You would just always skim it down a bit or whatever, and you knew it was worth 10. And so I remember I'd put customers on hold to wait for an auction to end.
When my kids were little, my ex-wife and I, she did most of the work, but I would do all the mailing and taking it to the post office. She made good money, like in the evening.
I bought a lot of shoes.
We would buy stuff at local stores really cheap, and then resell it on eBay and make like double our money.
Oh, I would buy shoes, wear them at work a few times, and then sell them to a guy at work because he's like, you'd be like, Tom, well, yeah, because we're all same age. You'd be like, where'd you get those vintage Vans? Like I haven't seen that design in 20 years, because I found a guy who bought a warehouse of Vans.
Nice.
Because it was like some chain of like a Foot Locker, but not Foot Locker, that went out of business in the 90s.
Okay.
And the stuff just sat, but it was like they got bought out by another company. So what do they do?
Forgot about it.
They clear out the stores, and then they pay the rent until the lease expires on a warehouse. Whether it's full or not makes no difference.
Written off by the old company, so they don't care.
So then the liquidators came in.
Yep.
This guy bought out all the shoe stock. So all of a sudden, you could buy vintage Vans, vintage Airwalks, like all the stuff that we wore in high school. I'm like,
there was a guy in LA that did that. He made like $5 million because he found someone who had all these old Nikes. And he bought up a lot. I think he bought like $100,000 worth and turned it into millions. He just started selling them off one at a time.
What's up, Dwight?
You got to be careful. You don't flood the market, though, if you buy a bunch at once like that,
Matchman says, Craigslist made me a professional when it comes to reading people.
Look at Quentin. Of course you did, Quentin. Of course you did, Quentin.
Yeah. Simon, hey, no, we had discussed early that actually it's an EVH Wolfgang Special, 2012, I think 2012.
Now, someone did ask in the side here, what is our least favorite effect that we have on our pedal board?
Least favorite?
None.
The tuner doesn't count as an effect.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah. I would say that I wouldn't be able to answer because I wouldn't put my least favorite effect on.
Yeah, I was like, I literally have.
Now, what's your least favorite
pedals that aren't on my board? So.
Right. What's your least favorite pedal? Just say least favorite pedal that you own, because obviously it's probably your least favorite pedal because you don't have it on your board. You know what I mean?
Oh.
What would you say to that? Because I don't want to not give them an answer.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. You know what? Well, I'll say the least favorite on my board. My Joyo Classic Flanger. I like it, but it's my least favorite on the board of the pedals that are on. And although it's skewed because we have a shit ton of Lawrence stuff on the board, so
yeah.
Lawrence is setting the bar high on the board.
I'm trying to think for me then.
You have to have a nice board, Tom, if one of Lawrence's pedals gets voted off the island. I'm sorry.
It almost might.
Yeah.
Least favorite effect that I actually don't have on my board right now, which was kind of cool at the time, but if somebody wants it, they can have it.
I know exactly what it is. I'll show you. I'll go get it.
Oh man, I haven't had one of those in a while.
I'll get mine.
A Small Stone
right,
EH4800. Yeah. Yeah.
No need to be showing off phasers that, because I don't think I've done a demo on one of those either on the channel. And it's just as, What do you need? What do you need? What do you want?
I found mine.
Because I'm sure I have something at about the same approximate price point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can jaunt back and forth and see what we can do.
Mine is
What the?
Mars Music Blues Breaker.
Oh, okay. I just had a wild ass idea.
It's a copy of a Marshall Blues Breaker, but I don't use it, so I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Would you guys agree that we have at least a dozen pedal junkies in amongst ourselves in the chat that have a plethora of pedals?
Like way too many like us, yeah.
Oh yeah, like you have surplus that you'd be willing to trade off.
Yeah.
A few pedals, okay?
Yeah.
Terry, this is what I'm thinking. So we get in, let's say, like a group chat, right? We all post a picture of these are the 12 pedals I have up for trade, right? So we all have a bunch of trade.
I already see it right now, Ben.
And all of a sudden, Terry can even comment. He's reading the chat, and we have a trade to announce.
Yeah.
Apparently, Ben Coombs has agreed to part with this and this.
Would be awesome.
Almost
like a real-time auction or a real-time swap.
But it's Terry, back when you could sell contracts for an LPD chorus and cash,
Yeah. And future considerations.
For $15 plus this pedal he will be trading.
And a pedal to be named later.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just gonna say the Greasy Weasel pedal swap.
Lazy Susan of pedals, Scott said.
Yes, exactly, Mark. He's like, isn't that phase shift is the same one you sold me a while back? Yep. Yep. Exactly. Unless Mark wants to get rid of his again, because that's next town over. I can just trade off something easy.
Like a hockey stick. In puck.
What'd you trade for? Bag of pucks. Good trade.
Good trade.
Hey, I'm really digging your pedal, man. What would you take for it? A 2 for a beer? That's occurred many times, I'm sure, including you yourself. I think did something like that once.
Well, if somebody wanted like a Donner fuzz pedal off my board, they offer me a Scarborough suitcase, a 2.4 for it. Done. Because 2.4 goes for like $50. Like done.
Yeah, exactly.
You go buy a ton of like those little Donner pedals and then just do that. Like people that don't know the price, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I guess I could trade you a 2.4 for that one. Like, why not?
Anyone have a used pedal train? Chris is asking. I would also like to throw that in. Does anybody have a used pedal train or a pedal board? I'm looking. It's I could build some, but I'd rather just get a few small.
You know who would be the perfect person to ask that to? Captain Michael Smith.
Started to say, if you ever go back from 8 down to 6.
I like it too, Mark. He's like, I kind of like this phase shift. Yeah, it's a cool phaser. I just have. Hey, Eric.
You know what I wonder though, Ben? What kind of buffers is RJ running that he's got that many pedals in long?
Eric has a Donner noise gate that actually adds noise. Tom, you had one job. One job.
Oh, I thought you guys said you wanted to add noise to it. I thought you said a noise give.
I'm a noise generator, not a noise reducer.
Noise gen, not noise gate.
Oh, God. Zach Thong, the TSN,
the TSN
pedal trade deadline show. Now that's true Canadiana right there.
Oh, that's funny.
I've never
well, Tom, don't you just run a boss pedal at the end of each run? Then they're buffered.
Yeah, but that's a lot of pedals he's going through. I wonder if he runs it in noise.
Yeah, they're not. He has each pedal board on a switcher.
He does?
I believe. Yes, they're not all daisy chained.
Does he use one of those little tail loops where, like, you put them all in and then it gives you a straight strip of just buttons?
Well, I know he has the looper on his fuzz board because you cannot daisy chain 5 pedals in a row and expect anything good.
Yeah, I have a 10.
But I think that's what he said. He has each pedal or a few pedal boards are just into loops.
Groups them together, like he'll put like 5 fuzzes in one loop and then just turn them off and on there.
Yeah.
But the whole section of fuzz can be out of the loop. I get it. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But Mark, what if you're offering the beer for the pedal? He says a 2-for is a trade for me. It wouldn't be any good because he doesn't drink. But what if you're offering the beer for a pedal? Then you're up a pedal.
So he has
like a case of beer you weren't going to drink.
He has loops within his giant loop, essentially.
Which reminds me, I got to hit the beer store. This might be my last cold snack.
Hey, you know what? That works out perfect for Merc because then he can drink the pedal instead of the beer.
Drink in the tone?
Yeah.
Front Level Midnight says he uses the ISP Decimate G. I know ISP is supposed to make good stuff. I've never used those. I've never really used a noise gate. I don't think I use enough gain.
When I hear ISP, I only think of their noise gate. I don't know what else they do.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Ryan Bruce used one of those for a long time.
I think if you're playing heavy music, it makes sense. I don't.
Yeah, like I think it's really good for
you know what I mean?
high gain situation as opposed to just. I don't know. Like, do you want a different noise gate, Tom? If you're, let's say, you're playing, a Les Paul, tuned down a bit. Not necessarily a lot, but some. Terry, you can answer this as well. We're playing through, I don't know, like a 5150, 6505, triple rec, something heavy, and possibly goosing it on top of that with something else, and you're going to need a noise. We know, because first of all, when you're not playing, even if you have a very quiet, you're going to have, we know for that.
Yeah.
You're going to have heavy breathing, but.
See, I was just always used to the heavy breathing.
Well, as opposed to a different kind of noise gate, which is when you're playing a Gretsch through a Marshall stack and you want to stand anywhere near the stack.
Right. That to me is the biggest need for or the noise gate. When they made original noise gates, that's the only reason they were made. But if I played heavy music, I would get it. I would understand more, I think, because no matter how good you are, I mean, like, if you've got that much gain, you're going to need some help. You know what I mean? It's just going to
Been there, done that, Joe. This is drop seat for the win, boys.
There you go.
Been there, done that.
So I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying that there's no need for it. I just don't personally have a need for it. But yeah, I love the 5150/6505. That was the amp I had in high school. I love that amp to death. But the most I ever did on the red channel was the preamp. It was like at 2 or 3, and then the power amp to taste. I never put a lot of gain on it. I just couldn't.
That reminds me of when I had the PV Special 112 and all its watts, and that transduce saturation was so like gainy in that. But
like 13,
yeah, so it was like you couldn't like necessarily run
and
it.
It sounds like it goes to 13. You're like,
whoa. Terry, past a certain point, it turns to bacon sizzle. It's like
literally.
Crispy,
Yeah, so like in that instance, I didn't, like Ben was saying, I didn't run that very. I think I might have ran that at about like the 9 o'clock gain, like just enough. But it was like
as you turn in your reverb.
Yeah.
You know where I turn it now. I notice the older I get, it now I sound like I'm being an old man, but the older I get, the less gain I use. But even if I'm playing something that I think I need more gain, I turn it up just till I start to hear it kind of tickle the preamp. And then to me, that's enough, because if you ever need more than that, even one pedal, like a nice drive A on top, that's plenty.
And it's funny how we turn down the gain and we turn up the reverb.
Exactly. And we turn up the volume so we can actually hear it.
Yeah. Oh, but then I find then I start stacking gains, and then all of a sudden I am in the 6505 territory. I'm like, half an hour later, but it's literally
it's more
tone is going up through the ages as all of a sudden then then I'm like, whoo, okay.
But if I do turn on 2 or 3 or 4 overdrives, for me it's usually number 1, 2. It's only for like 5 seconds to hold a note or to just shake the shit out of something. I'm not having it on the whole time.
Well, and sometimes you just stack enough gain because you're too lazy to hook up a fuzz.
Exactly. You put 3 pedals of medium to low gain together, so it sounds like a fuzz.
Yep.
If you can't afford a fuzz, but you've got like an SD1 Soul Food, or any of these variants, and like throw any other pedal in, you can adjust those 3 pedals. I don't care if they're the cheapest copies, those 3 circuits together, and trust me, it'll almost sound like a fuzz. It won't clean up necessarily well, but it will sound like a fuzz full bore.
I haven't played a Boss pedal in a while. I think I might have to do that this week.
I think I'm gonna have to just go buy an SD1 because it's just so classic.
Why? RJ just bought one?
I know you guys were talking about it. That's why you guys were talking about it either on or off the air yesterday. I can't remember.
Yeah. I picked one up last year, but they had like 5 of them used at Long McQuaid.
Yep.
And they were all priced different. Well, most of them were priced the same, but a few were priced less. Yeah. And I was like, oh, they must be worse condition. And then there was one that was marked less, and it looked fine. Yeah. So I'm like, what's up with this one? And then Travis is like, yeah, I know that one because I brought it in and I gave the guy less because he goes, look, we're overstocked. I'll only give you this much for it. And the guy went, fine, so instead of getting $50 for it, he got 40 type thing.
Yeah.
And so in turn, then I got it. And then,
nice.
And I was just like, yeah, because I think I got it for like 60 Canadian. So I was like, done.
Front Level Midnight says he owns an S load of pedals, but not a single Boss one. The only Boss pedals I have a the first delay I ever had, Boss DD3.
I have a couple.
DD3 or DD6, one of those. One of the like 90, 91 era, like 90 to 95 era, I guess. And I love it. I think it's,
Eric says guy sold him a SD1 for 20 because he couldn't get it to turn on. Didn't have the cord inserted.
Broccoli says get a black anniversary.
You know what?
Be worth a
lot. In some ways, like if you feel bad, in some ways, karma might get you on that one. But on the other hand, that could be a Darwinism thing. So you're in the clear.
Scott, I will check out the black anniversary one, but I'm probably going to see if I can find one for like $70 to $80 because I'm just going to sand it down and paint it teal anyway.
I don't know how many DS1s I've owned, Chris, but I'll end up with one again at some point because I don't know, like they finally went up in price. I think they're now like $75, $80 Canadian new, but forever they were always on sale at Long McQuaid for $50 Canadian. So I was just like, well, I'll just get one if I need one. It's the most affordable pedal on the market. Like I think it was literally the cheapest pedal you could buy in a store.
Yeah.
They're almost as bad as the Dan Electro plastic pedals.
Yeah, but
those retail for what, $35 or something?
Yeah, exactly. But the availability of them is like all over the place.
I just remember I saw the Fab series. So I'm like, there was nothing fab about this entire line. Not a thing.
Now you might not say that though.
No. Somebody got that in the comments on the pepperoni phaser. Thanks again, Chris from Coburg, on the demo. Because you know me, I'm like, well, it's pretty good for cheap. I'm like, no, affordable. No, cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like if I say cheap, I mean build quality. Affordable is just, it was underpriced but good.
Mike Jones says I found an SD1 on the street once. You can find them in the gutter sometimes. Yeah.
They're like they're caught in a tree. They fall out of a building.
Yeah. Wow. Copyright 1999. Well, there we are then. Does that make it vintage? Actually, is that? It is. Yeah, it seems plasticky.
Ben, you need to get like some basic Boss pedals and then send them to Lawrence and have them just mod the hell out of them and then just play them as if they're regular Boss pedals. Be like, I guess I got a couple good ones. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, yours sound really good.
Yeah. How come mine don't sound like that? I don't know. Maybe it's my amp. I don't know.
Wait, why do you have stereo outputs? I mean, you didn't see that. It's just mono out.
No. Clearly, Tom, it's all in the hands. It's all the hands, right? Pedals are the same. It's all the hands.
I always wanted to do that, though, like put a little solid state practice amp, but have like a full stack off camera.
I was just thinking with the amount of Boss pedals that there is out there for a lurk, you should buy up a whole bunch of them, repaint them, and rename them from Boss to Employee.
Yeah. Get like a lawsuit going, and then
Yeah. What the heck, Employee?
They go for like
Thank you, Mayhem. He says grandson is also watching. Cheap $5 shout out to my grandson Maverick. Hello to Maverick.
Hello, Maverick.
I'll be right back. 1 second.
And Tom will be right back. And then we're getting close to wrapping things up. Our long show was way back there. What? The phasers were
half.
awful. Boss phasers. Yep. I do not care for the Boss phaser. Although I almost bought one recently, just to have in the collection, Terry. Let's use that as the control. See, this phaser sounds better than a Boss phaser. See this? A Wazacraft Boss phaser. Can Waza make it sound good? What are they going to do? Just have a little switch on it to turn it into a Phase 90?
That's what I was just going to say. Like,
it's a modified PH. No, it isn't. That's a Phase 90 circuit in there. You just put an 80 in there.
I can't remember if it was you that did a review on a pedal or someone else did a review on a phase pedal, and I was looking at it, and that's basically what they were saying. They were like saying, well, I could call it a script 45 or phase 45, but I also could call it like a phase 90. But
yeah, that's the cool thing about where's that one?
Actually, wasn't that the pepperoni?
No, not at all. That's Phase 90, kind of, because it sounded good until you got into the quicker pull, and then it just got a little. That's when you heard that there was a bump.
Yeah,
there's a bump. You don't hear the bump on the slow, but there's a speed bump up at the speed. Yeah, not good is what I'm saying. You got to keep the speed down on it. So what were we talking about? This phaser right here. Oh, don't knock all the pedals down. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There we are.
You'll knock all the pedals down in flip side, too.
Close. What's that?
I said you'll knock down all the pedals in flip side if you do.
Oh, man, my rainbow machine's up there. I do not want to knock off the rainbow machine. All right, so we're going to talk about the Funnel Cloud.
Oh.
By Outlaw Effects, Canadian company.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the reason I mention that is because, we saw toggle, one knob, toggle.
Yeah.
And they label, oh man, like I'm going to read that in this light. All right, here we go. No. Oh, now and then. Right. I like that. Now and then. Okay. I don't remember which one's which. Let's say the now. No. Now? Then. Who knows? What I'm going to say is, apparently I got beer burps, but Phase 90, small stone. There you have. It's like, and that's why this was on my board for a long time. I'm like, well, those are your two most popular phase circuits. I got them both covered right here.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah, and these things, I can't remember what they go for, but they're affordable. Bordering on cheap? No. Because they're more expensive than the Donners and the stuff like that.
Yeah, they are like, I think
because they're sold retail, that's why. Because if they were sold on the Jungle website directly from Outlaw, they'd be similarly priced. But since you go to a brick and mortar like, I don't know, in Canada, you could get them from Ardens Music, our preferred Canadian retailer on the channel. They carry Outlaw effects. Or... I don't know, Terry. Our preferred American retailer.
Flipside.
Flipside Music. America's Great Guitar Store. Is that the new tag?
I think so. Remember.
America's Great Guitar. Help me out, folks. I don't know. Watch Flipside Music each week, folks. Not enough of you folks are commenting on their FAQ videos. They know their stuff, and they have over 1,000 pedals in stock. Yeah, they carry these as well. That's how they get over 1,000 because they carry these as well.
Yeah.
What else? Might as well thank the other sponsors while we're at it. See, I segued and then I made a wrong turn as I was segueing. And we mentioned LPD Pedals. Yeah, they come up a lot. Well, he helps sponsor the channel.
I was just gonna say, I think Lawrence is in the side chat enough that he's.
Yeah. Reno Fin Custom Guitars, maker of the Ben Coombs signature guitar. Hey, why don't we just... No, it's right there. If we lean back and not kill ourselves, we can grab the Ben Coombs signature guitar. Oh! Which Milt's son Aaron really dug checking this out the other day.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then, of course, Vibraprint for all your custom printing solutions. FU Tone, we were talking about them last night. RJ's going to get some pink hardware from them. Adam can do it. already forwarded off the info. We found out, and we're good to go. So, yeah. Who else? Oh, how about Tesi Switch? TesiSwitch.com. Not just Tesi Switches. All kinds of cool stuff. Use coupon code Canucks and save 15% even. Just saying. Flipside Music, links down below. Well, there's links to all of these down below. We got them. Hey, we did it all. Perfect. And we're only half an hour late on that. Well, actually, 35 minutes or so. And apparently, while I was reading those off, Mayhem's just been spamming the chat with the links. So there we are. Perfect.
Nice job, Mayhem.
Loved his FU Tone Bridge. Cool. Played the hell out of his Dinky last night. Well, we didn't need to share that info, but okay.
Nice that level.
Well, could have been worse. He could have been
crap,
a little bit more graphic.
What is your favorite unknown pedal that not a lot are out there?
Oh, I have it. I have one.
Would it be this one? Shameless plug. Available at info@lpdpedals.com. Say, damn it, Lawrence, I want one. And he'll go, damn it, Ben, shut up. No, but we got RJ to agree to demo it. I'm sure we can knock out 50 units in the world with RJ putting out a demo on one. Right, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ben, here's a good one. Use the promo code, damn it, Lawrence, I really want one. And save 1%. That'd be funny. Just for a lark.
Might have been, Simon. Might have been. Chris McCover's like, I have it, sort of.
Speaking of when we were talking about trades or whatnot, I recently contacted one of the guys locally that I've done trades with, and some of the stuff I picked up, and I showed him a bunch of what I had, the pedals and everything else. Yep. Guess what stood out to him?
What's that?
This.
Oh.
So I'm like, well, that's nice that, that this has stood out to you, but, I can't get rid of it for two reasons. One, I'm vibing with it, literally, but also the other fact that I still have 2 more payments on it.
You can get it by Wednesday, Chris. Maybe Thursday, I'm thinking.
Is that a Starcaster model?
Yep.
I love those. I thought that's what it was called. I couldn't remember.
I'm outnumbered in the opinion on this, so I'll just shut the fuck up.
Oh, you don't like
Ben is not into the phallic headstock.
Oh, okay. Well, I just think the body's beautiful, so I could get over that. I mean, I see why you're not into it, but I like it.
Well, and that's what I said. Ultimately, to me, what Fender should have did, they should have took this body and put the Coronado neck on it.
Yes, you nailed it. I was just going to say, yep, that's the
And that would have made it a more attractive and more jazzy kind of instrument.
Right. I think it's cool on the headstock how they did the
tiny fly trying to get my beverage.
What's that, Ben? Or Tom?
How they painted the bottom, like the little scallop edge.
Yeah, and and it's funny because that's what wasn't it? Is it Fano or Nova does it, or both of them, or something like that?
Yeah. Well, they both were the same company at some point. Same guy, I should say. But
yeah, and then same thing with the Friedmans. They're the same thing as well too.
Quentin says
John Sir's done that too.
Quentin says that entire guitar is a deal breaker.
That guitar, man. You know the thing too, Terry. I think people have different perspectives. And this might be a deal breaker. Ben might be kicking me off the show right now, but I was really into the band Fish when I was in high school, and
like Fish.
The body of that guitar reminds me of Trey's guitar. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
With language box.
Party at Ground Zero. Fishbone.
Oh, Fishbone, yeah.
Let's see. Before we wrap things up, any last minute questions out there, folks? We shall wrap things up. I appreciate it. We had quite the crowd tonight. Again, nice.
Any suggestions for the next show? Throw it
I've
out
got
there.
to take Tony on the next show.
On here, though.
Oh, well, it'll be the three of us. Same as always. Unless either of you are sick or unavailable or don't care. Don't
True, but...
What?
So I can answer this real quick. My niece said, "Did RJ and I get kicked out of the fish show for smoking weed?" No, I don't think RJ ever. I've never known of him to be into that. I don't think he was.
Oh no!
There is
Quentin
now.
posted a link in the chat and says, "Burnt, that's your video." I have no idea what that is. I can only imagine.
Ironically, I did go to a fish show when I was down there in Miami, but I wasn't smoking any weed down then. I never smoked any weed in my life till I was about 42 years old. So that would be a no from me.
So, expression pedal for Helix, are they all the same? I don't know.
For the most part, it's mostly Mission, I believe, that is recommended by
I have no idea.
Chad Boston and various other Line 6.
Well, there we are. See, Terry knew. I didn't know. That's why we have three of us, because between the three of us, we know. Yes. Apparently, Scott says we need to get Unfucking Believable back on. Well, he's got my number. I want to get him on. I want to do a hang with him. But we got to figure out what we can and can't talk about, right? That's the problem. Hey, can we? No. Dang it. How about not even close? Oh, right. What about this? I'm like, I didn't even know about that. Oh, well, forget I mentioned that. Oh, all right. That's why, yeah. Add one of your followers to an upcoming live stream. That's this Sunday, Fruitcake Tony. He and I follow each other. He's got a show every Saturday night on his channel, as well as he comes.
Well, I think what maybe Rob B is more alluding to is, like a community hang like you do every once in a while.
Which we are due.
Yes. It has been, I think, at least 3-4 months.
No.
Oh, actually, no. Your birthday stream would be.
We're doing it in like July. Nope. June.
Chris, the Dead show, Dead and Company show was great, man. I'm not a huge Grateful Dead fan, but the musicians playing with them now.
I am due for another one soon, actually. What am I looking for? Content. Live. Tab. And Fretlet Midnight, yeah, I'm cool with Caleb and Johnny and them, as far as I know. Are they cool with me? I'm cool with them. Let's see, there's JJ. Community Hang. July 18th, apparently I did one. Apparently I had a good time. Well, there we are. Ask me who was on it. Not a clue.
Yes, actually, I think I do remember that because I remember.
Oh, nice, and we lost another 2 subs during the show. Perfect. As I went back to the dashboard. I'm bleeding subs today. Thanks, folks. Appreciate it. So, yeah. Let's see. Doing outtakes or bloopers playlist. Oh, wait. They aren't edited. Never mind. Actually, what I do is sometimes if I screw up tremendously, I'll just stop and start again. But now I'm actually just let the camera roll, and then I'm taking, let's say it takes a third take, Tom is the good one. Then I'll cut off the first 2, make my video, blah, blah, blah. But I still have that original file. So then I'll bring it up again, cut off all the good stuff, and keep just the crap. And that goes into a short little piece. And then I can just go grab a whole bunch of short pieces, put them all together. And that will be coming out probably another mid-month, I guess. Well, yeah, another week or so. I'll try to get something out. That's the thing. I want it to be more than just a minute or so. So, there was a few. Yeah, well, I can't really do a screen share, but here, you want a tease? Here. I'll give you a tease. Get that there. Nah. No. That's not the one I was looking for. Dang it. Hang on. And then we'll wrap up the show.
And no, you have to be subscribed to Ben's OnlyFans for that tease.
Turn on the effect first.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. There you go. Hit that big chord to start. Flank. Flank. Yeah.
Like totally clean, totally dry. That's the best.
Yep. So that happened. So any parting words tonight, Terry? We'll leave on that note. Yep. Just bang. Dang it.
No. Not really. I mean,
I sent that to Brad the other night because he was having a hard time with the Cascade. I'm like, dude, Habstall, let's check this out. You had one. I said that you have one job to him. Sorry to interrupt, Terry, but I said, yeah, you have one job. Turn on the damn effect because it's a demo for the effect. Like, dang it. And that wasn't the first take. Yeah.
Just basically wishing everyone that they're safe and well. There's been a stream of, really wacky weather systems going around in North America lately, and so hope anyone that has that follows Ben's channel, follows my channel, or anyone else around the YouTube guitar community, that yous are all safe and well.
Hey, Jamal, upside down.
Hey,
We're just wrapping things
Jamal.
Scott Bro. Hey, Jamal. Unfortunately, yes. Very late. Yes, I hope everyone's doing well. And happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. Which, if you're celebrating Labor Day, thank you, Union.
There you go.
I'm saying.
Or in Labor Day.
Oh, you don't want to do that for a full day. That's 24 hours. I do not want to have. So, yes, I agree, Quentin. Tom needs to do more guitar videos. You're a good player.
Yes, I agree with that. Your little demo you did of that LP that you had was like
I will
awesome.
say that since I've known Tom, I know he's been coming back from some hand injury issues. And your playing has been steadily increasing to, I'm like...
Trying to.
Yeah, because I could see the frustration in your playing at times.
Dude, so fun.
But dude, yeah. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Well, thanks, man. That's all we can do is try, right?
Exactly.
I just want to say one thing real quick. I don't know if you guys know the American actor, but one of my favorite actors unfortunately passed away. So I just wanted to, say that, Michael K. Williams, I don't know if you guys ever saw a HBO show, The Wire.
I know of it.
He played
the name sounds familiar to me.
Omar Little on there. He was also on HBO on the series Boardwalk Empire. He played Chalky White.
That name.
He's an African American guy. His name was Chalky White, but but unfortunately, he had when he was filming the series HBO series, the first one that was about crack cocaine and cocaine epidemic in Baltimore, Maryland, which is
right.
Less than an hour.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's probably why I heard it.
He actually got addicted to cocaine because he's one of these method actors. He got so deep into it that he's like, I got to try that once at least. And he got hopelessly addicted to cocaine.
That's not good.
Lost all of his money, and then it was insane because he completely got cleaned up. But unfortunately, over the COVID period, being at home and not being able to act and work, he relapsed, and they just found him, overdosed.
Oh, sad to hear.
So, rest in peace to him, but that's not to be a downer, but that was one of my favorite, current actors. I mean, just a, straight up, like, honest acting. Like, I just love the way he was in those series,
What do I got coming up for videos this week? Oh, dang it. Well, okay, because it's down there and I was playing it the other day. A chorus demo. Imagine that on this channel, Tom, a chorus demo.
I know, right?
Because it's there. Why not?
As opposed to a choir demo.
Friday will be either a workbench video or another demo, possibly, depending on things. Or if I'm just really lazy, it'll be a Flashback Friday episode where I just randomly grab something that I've owned for a long time and tell a little story about it. We shall see on that. I don't know. It depends on how busy I am this week. But I hope everyone enjoyed that tuned in. Apparently 5 Kiesels. Hey, one more and I got a 6-pack of Kiesels. I could trade them all in on a Dane Electro. You trade 6 Kiesels for a Dane Electro? Yes, because I hate Dane Kiesel that much. So, yeah, on that note, he's Terry. That's Tom. But thanks again, everybody that tuned in tonight. If you're new, please subscribe, because apparently everyone's not. Sure.
There you go.
Care. Whatever, as long as you cool kids are here. That's what we care about. Thanks to the Mod Squad. Appreciate the links and such. And
awesome job, absolute.
Yes, a road trip to Ardens in Kingston on Friday. Remember I showed off those pictures, Tom, that big new superstore of Ardens?
Yeah.
I'm headed there on Friday. Going to pick up Mayhem on the way with my sister in tow as well. So 3 of us are headed on down there.
And I get thanks for modding, Quentin. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Quentin.
Yeah. So we'll see what kind of chaos ensues in that video, which will be out obviously next week.
Nice.
Because I can't. They come out in the morning and we can't. It's not the way it works. So
Drug-free America. We all want our drugs and we want them for free.
Sounds good to me. And yeah, other than that, as always, hold those doors open. Let that lady in ahead of you in traffic do good things, and good things should happen to you. Why? Because Doug's wife is real. I'm messing up these words. I should write it down. I've been saying it for 3 years. Damn it. And as always, be good to each other. Be well. Be safe. Search for that possibly perfect tone. Don't litter.
Upside down at the end.
And, of course, Dale Palmer at the end as well.
Dale Palmer at the end.
Palmer, there he is.